Call Me By Your Name is a riveting coming-of-age love story that delves in the depths of self-discovery, directed by the Italian film director Luca Guadagnino. In the summer of 1983 northern Italy, the precocious Elio Perlman, played by Timothée Chalamet, meets Oliver, a doctoral student working as an intern for Elio's father, Mr. Perlman. Elio and Oliver experience an emergent relationship, bonding over their Jewish heritage, desires, and admiration for beauty in the simplest things. Amidst their sun-drenched surroundings is a summer that will change the rest of their lives forever. Throughout the first half of the film, the audience joins Elio and Oliver as they walk around eggshells, avoiding the fact that they have feelings for each other. Spoiler alert, the two eventually confess feelings for one another and they become closer than they ever have before. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. Following Oliver's heartbreaking departure, Elio returns home and has a sincere conversation with his father.
And when you least expect it, nature has cunning ways of finding our weakest spot. Just remember I'm here. Right now, you may not want to feel anything. Maybe you never wanted to feel anything. And, maybe it's not to me you want to speak about these things, but, feel something you obviously did. Look, you had a beautiful friendship. Maybe more than a friendship. And I envy you. My place, most parents would hope the whole thing goes away. Pray their sons land on their feet, but I am not such a parent. We rip out so much of ourselves to be cured of things faster that we go bankrupt by the age of 30 and have less to offer each time we start with someone new. But to make yourself feel nothing so as not to feel anything, what a waste. Have I spoken out of turn? And I'll say one more thing. It'll clear the air. I may have come close, but I never had what you two have. Something always held me back, or stood in the way. How you live your life is your business. Just remember, our hearts and our bodies are given to us only once. And before you know it, your heart's worn out. And as for your body, there comes a point when no one looks at it, much less wants to come near it. Right now, there's sorrow, pain. Don't kill it.
In Mr. Perlman's heartfelt speech, he utilizes personal anecdotes, metaphors, and rhetorical questions in order to console his heartbroken son, Elio. After saying goodbye to his newfound friend and love, Oliver, Elio was devastated. Oliver brought out the best in Elio, and they felt an inseparable bond only time could break. Mr. Perlman reassures his son that no matter how lonely he may feel, he still has his father to lean on. Mr. Perlman then goes on to tell Elio his personal experience from where he's from and how parents would disown their children after finding out their son was in a romantic relationship with a male. After presenting such a normal response parents usually reacted with, Mr. Perlman reassures Elio and states, "I am not such a parent." Mr. Perlman then goes on to state the metaphor, "We rip so much of ourselves to be cured of things faster that we go bankrupt by the age of 30 and have less to offer each time we start with someone new." By empathizing and sharing his own personal take on the love his son experienced, he effectively communicates that he shouldn't think of the time spent with Oliver as a waste, and that his departure isn't a means of moping about. One of my favorite lines in the book and the movie is, "Our hearts and our bodies are given to us only once, and before you know it, your heart is worn out, and as for your body, there comes a point where no one looks at it, much less wants to come near it." By putting in perspective the fact that time can take away so much from us and we have very little control over it, it's important to cherish such memories.